In 1969, astronaut Pete Conrad felt something on the moon he still can't explain. A vibration, traveling through solid rock, through his pressurized glove, on a world with no atmosphere, no core activity, nothing alive for 3 billion years. NASA logged it, filed it, never mentioned it again. Because if a dead world can hum, what else have we gotten wrong about the universe? And more importantly, what's making that sound? The moon has always been described in the same way. Silent, lifeless, a cold corpse hanging in space, geologically dead for billions of years. That's what every textbook says. That's what NASA told us. But in the archived mission transcripts from the Apollo program, there is a pattern. A quiet, disturbing pattern that no one talks about. It starts with Pete Conrad in November 1969. He's kneeling in the ocean of storms during a routine geological survey. The regolith crunches beneath his boots. The void presses in from every direction. He reaches down to inspect a boulder and stops. His hand rests against the rock, and through his pressurized glove, through layers of insulation designed to protect him from the most hostile environments humans has ever walked, he feels it. A vibration, faint, rhythmic, like a distant generator buried under ancient dust. His voice comes through the comm link, quieter than it should be. It's humming. You hear that? Mission Control asks him to repeat. He does. They log it as a non-critical anomaly. Equipment malfunction, probably. Except his equipment was fine, and the vibration was real. Most people never heard about that moment, but it wasn't the only one. A decade later, a researcher at the Lunar and Planetary Institute started going through old seismic data from the Apollo missions. The moon has quakes, we've known that. Tiny tremors from meteoroid impacts, thermal expansion, tidal stresses from Earth's gravity. Normal stuff. Predictable. Except some of these quakes weren't normal. When a moonquake hit, seismometers recorded something impossible. The moon rang, like a bell, for an hour. On Earth, when an earthquake happens, seismic waves dampen quickly. The planet absorbs the energy. It stops. But on the moon, the vibrations kept going and going. Some lasted 50 times longer than they should have. As if the moon were hollow or structured in a way that shouldn't be possible for a natural celestial body. NASA published a paper about it. Very technical, very dry, but buried in the data was a single line that reads like a confession. It said some recorded events exhibited mechanical signatures inconsistent with known geological processes. Mechanical signatures on a dead world. Now, picture this. Apollo 12 again. Alan Bean is working near the same region where Conrad felt the vibration. He's collecting samples, cataloging surface features, doing everything by the book. And then he sees it. A boulder. Perfectly smooth on one side. Not weathered smooth, not eroded. Smooth like it was cut. The other side is rippled, melted, chaotic. He runs his gloved hand across the smooth surface and feels it. That same vibration. Faint, but unmistakable. He pulls back. The audio transcript records him saying something to Pete Conrad, but the line is garbled, static. When it clears, they're back to technical talk. Surface samples, grid coordinates, nothing about the rock. But in his post-mission debriefing, Alan Bean mentions it, just once. Some of the geology doesn't make sense, he said. That's all he says. NASA never follows up. And, as I like to say, here's what makes this truly unsettling. The moon's core was supposed to be cold, solid, dead. But recent studies from MIT suggest it might still be warm. There could be pockets of trapped gas deep beneath the surface, shifting under pressure, creating seismic activity we didn't predict. That could explain some of it, maybe. But it doesn't explain the vibrations. It doesn't explain the mechanical signatures. And it definitely doesn't explain what's buried in the Apollo 17 mission schedule. Apollo 17 was the last crewed mission to the moon, December 1972. In the geological survey plan, there's a small instruction that most people skip right over. It says recheck Site 22 if time allows. Look for hollow resonance. Hollow resonance on a celestial body the size of the moon. Why would NASA instruct astronauts to check for hollow spaces unless they already suspected something was there? They never made it to Site 22. Time ran out. Or maybe they did, and that data is still sitting in a file cabinet somewhere, stamped with a classification we'll never see. Either way, the instruction itself is damning. It means someone at NASA already knew the moon was hiding something. So, what did NASA find on the moon? Not alien cities, not ancient structures, not little green men waving from craters. They found phenomena, events that shouldn't happen on a dead world. Resonant vibrations, mechanical signatures, seismic ringing that lasts 10 times longer than physics say it should. Perfectly smooth rock faces next to naturally chaotic formations. And underneath it all, the quiet, unshakable feeling that the moon isn't as silent as we thought. But that's just what I think. I honestly want to know what you think. Drop a comment below, please. We are building a community here of like-minded people where each of us can speak our minds without judgment and criticism. And I'd like you to be a part of that. And if you want to see us to continue growing, please like, share, and subscribe. It's free for you. It really does help. Be sure to check out all the other links below for other cool stuff. And remember, always keep an open mind, but not so open your brains fall out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.